Hello, welcome back to Father of Three Jobs podcast. I've taken a week off, but I'm back getting even bigger and better. So to kick off episode 11 and 12, it's an interview with a gentleman called Mike Auton. Such a great interview, so much valuable information that I have to split into part 1 and part 2. You know, good stuff, you have to wait. So it'll be released over the course of 2 weeks on this Monday, next Monday. And with Mike is a social entrepreneur. He's a really successful, he helps people build 7-8 figures portfolio. He helps businesses grow from 6 figure to $1 million business to some tens of millions of dollars of business. He's helped over 800 people grow into 1,000, and now he's working in one of the biggest media in Portugal. His business expanding. He is also a retired teacher and still very young. Speaking of him, he just blows your mind, giving such grounding, down to earth information. I hope you enjoy this podcast, and this is part 1. Listen carefully. Bye. Hello, welcome back to Father of Three Jobs podcast. Today I've got another interview, and I would like to welcome a marketing superstar that I've met on social media. This man has created 60 million sales from his online business. I'm serious. He's a retired teacher. And no, don't misunderstand, he's a very young fella still. He's helped over 8,000 people with his expertise and skills. And I've bumped into this very special man. And he's a very hardworking father. Very, very hardworking. He inspires me. He pushes me with all the stuff he shares online. And he's helped a lot of individual and business startups to $1 million business. Really honest $1 million business. He works hard, plays hard, and most importantly, that I really admire about him is he's amazingly a very honest person on a professional level and on a personal level. So please welcome the legend in the making, Mike Auton. How are you doing, Mike?
Hey man, how's it going? Nice to see you.
Good. Thanks for participating in my podcast.
You're welcome.
My podcast is one month old, and thank you for joining me. To get somebody like you
level. As soon as I saw you doing the podcast, I wanted to be on it, man.
Thank you very much. You yourself, you've got your own podcast as well, and you've got several other things in the background that you do.
Yeah, so, that's right, man.
Good stuff. So should we begin? For listeners from America and also like the Far East Asia, so to tell a bit about yourself, what you do now.
Yeah,
just give a couple of minutes introduction. And remember, this is your show, your time, and show off.
All right, man. Thanks very much. Well, my name's Mike Auton. As Alex said, I've had a lot of different things in the past that I've done. Used to be a teacher. That was the most recent thing I did before I became a marketer. About 2007, 2008, I got into the whole online marketing thing. I was an affiliate marketer. I was one of Amazon's leading affiliates in the UK. That was while I was a teacher. So it kind of fits in. I mentioned that also because it fits in with the theme of your podcast about, juggling several things at the same time. Yes. So I worked 4 days as a teacher, 1 day officially at home. And from that 1 day, I was making a lot more from that 1 day marketing as I was from the 4 days as a teacher. And as I said, I was one of Amazon's leading affiliates in the UK. So that was back in 2007. Since then, I've done a lot of different things, but it's all kind of been in the digital space. A lot of digital products, copywriting, launching, promoting, helping other people with their sales, selling programs, coaching, all kinds of different things. And the last couple of years have been a period of transition for me, where I've kind of been reinventing myself a little bit and becoming more of a public persona. Back in 2007 to 2008, 9, 10, maybe you might have known who I was because I was kind of like more in the public. But in the years in between, I kind of like, from a public point of view, dropped off the radar. I had a small circle of people who knew who I was, who always wanted to work with me, who I made a lot of money for them. They made a lot of money for me. But, outside of a handful of people, nobody knew my name.
Yeah.
And that's not the reason why I wanted to change, but part of my new mission
Yeah.
is to help a lot of people
Yes.
achieve
100%.
higher levels of success, and I could only do that by becoming publicly known. That was kind of
Yes.
like part of the kind of requirements for that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to make an impact on a lot of people if they don't know who you are. So I began creating content for social media
Yeah.
and posting it online, of course,
Yeah.
and sharing that with the online world. And that's been pretty cool. That's been an
Yeah.
interesting journey, and that's taken me to a couple of businesses that I'm doing now. I have a
Yeah.
little kind of in-house ad agency
Okay.
where I run ads for some pretty big names,
Yeah.
pretty big name people, and do Facebook ads on
Yes.
their behalf, selling their programs, or in some cases, kind of representing them and
Yes.
helping their clients. So that's
Yes.
kind of like the ad agency. That's Facebook ads, Instagram
Yeah.
ads, that kind of thing. I'm a huge believer in branding above
Yes.
sales. I do sales because I'm good at it. I do,
Yes.
online ads because I'm very good at it. I'm
Yeah.
skilled, and it's what people want. So people
Yes.
want to invest $1 today and see $1 back, $2
Yeah.
back within
Yeah.
30 days or whatever. And I get that. It's practical, it's important, but I actually, deep down in my heart, I'm more of a fan of personal branding and
Okay.
business branding. I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why we still, not me personally, but why we still buy Coca-Cola. It's not because it's
Yeah.
great. It's not because it's good for you. It's not because there's nothing
Yes.
else that's similar outside. It's
Yeah.
branding.
Yes.
So I'm a huge fan and a huge believer in branding. And I, although I don't talk about branding very much because it's not what people want to hear,
Yeah.
it's how I live my life. It's like,
Yeah.
if you look at what I do, 80% of it is branding. I'm
Yes.
not selling any program at the moment. I don't have a system or any coaching that I'm offering right now. I'm very
Yeah.
focused on the agency side of things. And I've recently become managing partner in a new venture
Yeah.
called newshow.tv.
Yes. We've seen it on LinkedIn. Congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
thank you.
That's a very
And
good job. Yeah.
that's with a really important partnership. The guy who's the driving force behind it is a guy called Dietmar Gutz,
Mm.
German, as you might guess. And
Yeah.
he's got a vast experience in that world, in the kind of TV movie world. And
Yeah.
the focus of New Show TV, as the name suggests,
Yes.
is to provide news shows for businesses of any size. So we've got
Yes.
businesses that are like local businesses, like a glasses store, who
Yeah.
just wanted a one-off video, not a problem.
Okay.
And we have clients such as the World Trade Centers
Yeah.
who want regular news, either for internal or external purposes.
Wow. Wow. That's this is big. This is huge that you're working on just now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
big things. Two big things.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you find? So is this jump diversifying your time? How is this time managed balancing? How do you try to break it up?
There's
What
no balance.
prioritize this?
There's
Yeah.
no balance. I have no time.
Yes. Yes.
I
You just
know,
have to
I know
do
I should.
best.
I'd love to be able to tell you I have time and I've got it all
Yeah.
sorted.
Yeah.
But right now, who's doing almost all the lifting on all of the businesses the things that I can impact, I'm doing it.
Yes.
This time
Yes.
in a year, 3 months, 6 months, who knows? I aim to have more people helping me out. But
Yes.
basically, if you see something that
Yeah.
comes from me, it comes
Yes.
from me.
It comes from you. Yes. You produce it from your own
If
two
it's an
hands. Yeah.
Instagram post,
Yeah.
I took the photo, I recorded it, I wrote the
Yes.
copy, I put
Yes.
it on Instagram. Right now, it's me.
Yes. It's all generating from you. Good stuff. And listening to your journey for the last 5 minutes, it seems that you've learned a lot of skills. From 2007 till now, you're
Yeah. Oh,
growing, you're learning.
I
You're
was
still absorbing. You're
computer.
still
I was
absorbing. Yeah.
computer illiterate.
Right. So no computer, you have to learn.
I literally 2007. I didn't understand copy and paste.
Really.
It
And
didn't mean
now,
anything to me.
yeah. And now you're like a guru.
Well, I've been in that space where people have been referred to as gurus, where I've been referred to as a guru. It's
Yeah.
it's a bit of a swear word in many
Yeah.
circles. The whole
Yeah.
guru thing is kind of like has been tainted very much by people selling these kind of like $1 million overnight programs. And
Yeah. I know.
there's a lot of negative connotations with the whole guru thing.
Yeah.
Um, I am painfully aware of what I can't do. So like the whole guru thing doesn't really compute with me.
Yeah.
But I do what I can. I think if I've got a skill, it's that I don't stop learning.
Yes.
But it's more
Yes.
like the tortoise and the hare, where I'm the tortoise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
But at least
know,
you keep consistency pushing it
I just
and
don't
focus.
stop.
Don't stop. Exactly. You don't have to
That's
run
my
the
that's
fastest,
my
but you just
superpower. That's my
yes.
superpower.
Good. Good. And then going back to 2007, where you're being a teacher. I'm sure you enjoyed your job because you
I
like
love my
helping people. You're
job.
helping people now.
Loved
When
it.
you're with children, teenagers, you're helping them as well.
Yeah.
Happy. But what made you? What was the passion? What was that fruit that was right in front of you that made you thought, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to help a different crowd. What
It
was the?
was it wasn't born out of any wish to help people. I was a teacher because I wanted to help people. I got into internet marketing for family reasons, for personal reasons. Personal ambition came into it. Um, my father-in-law got really sick. My wife's Brazilian.
Okay.
And we were living in the UK. I was a teacher in the UK in Liverpool. I went back home. I've lived all over the world, but to become a
Yeah.
teacher, I moved back home. And my father-in-law in Brazil got sick, and there was some real simple, obvious facts that became immediately obvious to me and to my wife, which was I was stuck geographically in my job. You can't, as a teacher, take a month off to go and visit your father-in-law in Brazil. That's not going to happen. And I had no money. I couldn't tell my work, hey, I'm going anyway. If you want to fire me, fire me. So I looked at my life as a teacher. I looked at the practical needs that I maybe would have, about, being able to just go to the other side of the world at the drop of a hat. And I wasn't in that position. So for me, I literally just woke up one morning and
Yeah.
decided I'm going to become rich online. That was it.
Wow.
That was the
Wow.
thought process.
And you just went and then you just focused on laser
That's what I
focus
did.
and just march straight and try what you can get your hands on.
As crazy as it sounds, that's what I did.
Okay.
But
Wonderful.
that's
Wonderful.
from a starting point of not understanding computers and not being able to do anything on a computer.
Yes. You felt a bit fearful, but you were not scared. You just marched straight through and give it your
Scared?
best.
Listen, man, I didn't have kids at the time.
Yeah.
It was me and my wife. We were reasonably young, early 30s, 2007. So I was 32.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think a lot of people would have been scared because I was like in this stable job, and teachers have this career path and
Yeah.
retirement and pension and all that. But was I scared? I don't remember being scared.
Yeah.
I don't
Wow.
remember.
It was,
But
yeah.
I gave myself a safety net, right? It's not like
Yeah.
I said to my work or quit my teaching, hey, I'm stopping completely. I was practical about it. I saved up £10,000, which for
Yeah.
me at the time was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is a lot of money, right? But for me, that was like huge.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher, 10K was a lot of money.
Yes.
And I saved up 10K, and I asked my work if it was okay if I could do 4 days a week instead of 5. They were cool with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I've got a safety net. I gave myself a year. to make it online. And within 4 months, I think it was 4 months,
Yeah.
I was making more from my one day than I was making as online than I was from
Yeah.
my 4 days teaching.
Wow. You kept a good balance, and then
I
so
came
and you
out. I
said
came out firing, man. I don't
yeah,
really know how. Well, how is hard work? How
yeah,
is just keeping on looking and keeping on kind of trying. But the speed, when I look back, is improbable.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Improbable. Like it doesn't actually like seem like possible, but that's
yep.
what happened.
And you look back, that's
And
your
looking
story
back, it
all
doesn't seem
later.
real.
It doesn't seem real. You know, you're saying that you started in 2007, internet marketing. You know, back in 2007, people were just transitioning to shop online. You know, to
Yeah,
buy clothes online,
yeah,
to get an Amazon account, but you were there selling. And
yeah,
2007 was the year where, you know, online, Facebook came on, YouTube, a couple of
yeah.
years, but you were there on the other side while everyone was consuming.
Yeah, I was
So,
selling. I was
yeah,
selling. It was. I remember the Christmas of. I don't know if it was 2007 or 2008, where I went to the bank and asked them for a bank loan for something like 20K or something.
yeah,
That was for additional ad spend for Christmas.
yeah,
That was a good Christmas because I was like, doubling, tripling, quadrupling my money. So I just needed like I think it was 20K that I got from the bank.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was something like that, and I just said to them, I need this for a month.
yeah. You did it. You're brave. Because the thing is, it's 2017 to 19. It was the year where people were selling stuff like selling courses on how to be affiliate marketer and
Yeah,
how to be
eBay
an
was big and
influencer.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
doing it. You're doing it like 12 years ago, where everyone is
yeah,
only recently starting in the last few years.
yeah.
So well
Well,
done.
I
Well
mean,
done.
listen, there were plenty of people before me.
Yeah. So do you think that you spotted this because you had the skill, or was it by luck, or is it by hard work? How would you define that you spotted this niche in 2007? Because lots of people that I speak to, they're still going, "What do I do in my life? What do I do?" But you found it. Can
Yeah,
you just?
listen, I mean, I think luck plays a role. I think
Mm,
intuition plays a big part of it. I think
yeah.
being, I think mindset plays a part in it. I know it's like easy to attribute mindset, but I think I just believed.
Yeah.
Like I believe whatever you're looking for, you'll find. If
Yes.
you go out driving and expect everyone who's driving to be an asshole, there's plenty of those, right? You're going to find them,
Yeah.
right? If you go
Yep.
out driving and you expect everyone's going to be nice, you're going to come across a lot of nice people, right? There's
Yes.
plenty of nice people in cars, right?
Yes.
And that's just life. And I think if you go out and you believe you're going to be successful, there was no space for failure in my mind. Yeah, I hadn't
Yeah.
had the failures that I've had now.
Yeah.
So when you're younger, there's less fear,
Yes.
right? And I wasn't scared. Plus, I had that safety net. I mean, at the end of the day, I could have failed for a year, spent maybe my 10K, and said to my school or got a job in another school, hey, 5 days again, is that cool? And it would have been cool, right?
Yeah.
Either in that
Yeah.
school or a
Yeah.
different school. So what was
Yeah.
there to be scared of, really, So my mindset was just, I'm going to make this happen. This is happening. It was kind of like, I mean, like, some people will like the book, The Secret, some people won't. I buy into all that. I buy into if you believe something, if you can see it,
Yeah.
if you can visualize it, if there's no space for doubt, but that's happening. I mean, my goal was just get rich from the internet. I didn't care how. I wasn't logically thinking I'm going to do X, which will get
Yeah.
me Y result.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever I think I should do is
Yeah.
taking me on my journey, on my path to my ultimate goal, which is to get rich online. I wasn't being all kind of like technical or
Yeah.
logical or
Yeah.
worrying about
Exactly.
the hows. It was just like everything I'm doing is taking me on that journey. And I did some random stuff to get
Yeah.
there. And I bought, I'm not saying everyone should do this, right? Because this is
Yeah.
a good recipe for wasting a lot of money. this is what I did. Take it with a
Yes.
pinch of salt. I
Yeah.
bought a lot of courses. You
Okay.
know, all
Yeah.
those people who were saying, "Hey, you want to make money from this? Buy my course." I bought the courses, right?
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money on courses, and most of it was rubbish. Most of it was trash. But there was one page on one PDF that I read that taught about, briefly mentioned about direct linking from Google to Amazon. Back then,
Mm.
that was compliant. Back then, that was like something you could do. You can't do that
Yeah.
anymore. And that was my break. I looked at that and I thought, that's it.
That's the little gap niche that
That's the
unfounded.
daylight. That's the daylight.
Nice.
And I became insanely good. And I think this is something that maybe your viewers can use. I think this is as practical. I think using your intuition is practical,
Yes.
but I don't
Yes.
think it's easy. I think it's hard, and I think that's true of everything
Yeah.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
good at intuition is a skill that you need to work on, and you need
Yeah.
to be comfortable with getting that wrong as well. But what I did then is I took this very limited information and I turned it into, well, I actually turned it into a course eventually. And it was like, what was one page of a PDF when I sold it as a course was 50-page PDF with 4 hours of video, right?
Mm.
Like I
Mm.
got seriously good at what was essentially quite a simple skill. Like I
Yeah.
was insanely good at direct linking from Google to Amazon. Like nobody could compete with me. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not a human being. If you
You were
were in the
top of it.
UK and you
Yeah.
Googled pretty much any electronic product that Amazon
Yeah.
sold, 2007, 2008, you saw my ad.
Yeah.
Like you saw it.
It's there. You were killing it.
But because I immersed myself in that world,
Yeah. Yeah.
total, utter immersion.
You came of it winning. Wow. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
You see, this morning I saw one of your posts on Instagram, and you were
Yeah.
saying that if you sit down and watch Netflix all day,
Oh, yeah.
and then versus me being how I like that, I really like that. I feel that the
Yeah.
reason why I'm bringing this up because I meet lots of people now. We said, "Hey, Alex, you found a 3 job, you work hard. How do you find time for Netflix?" And then I said, I don't find time for them, but it's all about hard work. But a lot of people wants to do the same, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't get off the sofa or they can't turn off their Netflix. Is there
Yeah.
any wise words you can share with me for people who wants to transit, but they're not taking actions? It's quite
Of course
hard
they're
to
not, because
motivate
they're
them to move.
insecure. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their vision. They don't believe in their mission. They haven't got a mission, maybe. But ultimately it all comes down to insecurity. You don't believe in yourself. You're
Mm,
watching Netflix because you don't believe that the thing that you want to achieve is achievable by you. You believe it's somebody else's deal. You believe it's
yes.
somebody else's destiny, not yours. You don't believe in you.
Yeah.
Why? Parents,
Yes.
somebody, when you were growing up,
Education.
was talking to you, was not necessarily saying you can't do it, but if your parents are both of the mindset that they can't do it, that it's a small world with small opportunities, limited options, that you can't go for your dreams, that you have to be really practical, that you have to do that job you don't love because that's just how life is. Shit, man, you pick up on that. Either they say it to you directly, but we don't learn by what people say to us. We learn by what we see, right? You think about a 3-month-old baby, right?
Yeah.
That baby is just looking at you,
Mm,
right? How is it learning what to do? It copies. And your kids don't stop. And we were all kids. We learn by what we see. We copy what we
yes.
see.
Yeah.
And why are people watching Netflix? Because they were watching their parents not fulfill their destiny, not live their dreams out, not take risks, not take chances, not fail, and pick themselves up and get back on it again and do it and win. So yeah, we don't believe in ourselves. So what's the choice? I can do this thing that I don't believe in and it's never going to work, or I can watch Netflix. Shit, man,
Mm,
I'm going to watch Netflix. It's fun.
yeah. It's fun. Just do it. And can we? can we touch a bit on failure?
Oh, by all
So
means, man. By all
yeah,
means.
so when I speak to people who's not walked the road, who's not tried hard, who just stick to 9 to 5 job, they think
Yeah,
a failure is not getting your bonus at the end of the year. Some people think a
it's
failure
personal,
is
man.
not it's
It's
not
personal.
hitting the target. So
Yeah,
you going to the entrepreneurship, you molding into your own business.
yeah.
What do you see failure and how does it make you
Failure
better?
is the process. You fail forward if you're a good entrepreneur. You make mistakes 24/7. You spin far too many plates than you can manage,
Yeah.
but you're okay with it. You're okay with dropping plates. You're philosophical about it because the net win is worth it. You treat failure as part of the process.
Uh, I'm sorry, I have to stop you there. This is the end of part 1 of the podcast. So come in next week for part 2. And if this is a reoccurring episode, you can listen part 2 on Mike Auton's amazing podcast and advice for all young people out there, for all hardworking people who wants to be somebody. Break the passion, get it out there. Wait for part 2. See you later.